Hey guys, today's going to be the movie spoiler review of Ip Man #1. So we're going to start off with the plot. Basically, it is a town called Foshan, a city called Foshan that is actually a city of just martial arts. And Ip Man runs it pretty much. He's kind of like the celebrity for him, the main master. Very high, not like high society, very high class, good man, good person, all that. Teaching a new Master Lao, who's basically learning. He goes one-on-one combat with him and fights him. Basically one-on-one, just combat, just to teach him what Wing Chun actually is and all that. If you don't know what Wing Chun is, Wing Chun was developed by a woman back in Japan, and she used it as basically straight punches and also blocks to make sure that her attackers are defended. She defended her attacker, but also attacked her with multiple punches and backed off from it. It was a woman thing, so a man never tried it. He's the only one that did it. He used it, and he kind of like calibrated with kung fu and other things too. Very cool, very well done. I like it very much, and it does a good job of like battling with this very much in the line. But overall, basically, he is teaching him how Wing Chun really is. He defeats him with a really cool with a one-on-one competition. A kid who loses a kite sees the fight between Lao and Yip Man, and he is going to spill the beans and at Foshan pretty much and tell him Master Lao lost to the greatest master of all time, and he's having a dinner with him and spills the beans about it right here. So it becomes like a gossip thing. Of course, Lao is very distraught, hears about it, and got pretty much it. How'd you know that? And then of course, Ip Man's up there, and Ip Man says, "Can you explain?" Says, "Sure, I'll explain." Before it happens, the kid gets altercation. His brother is also a master. He's also still a student learning, but he's also like a very honorable master. He honors Master Yip. He also honors his master Lao. His brother doesn't have no honor at all. His brother's pretty much like a hijinks. He just wants to pick on him, whatever. So he actually pranks him. He leaves. He flees Foshan, and that's the last time we'll see him until like almost at the end of the movie. So, and then the police arrives. The captain of police arrives, and he says that, fights and all this. I have guns. Guns are great. And then he pulls the gun. Shakes the gun right at Yip, and says, "What are you gonna do now?" And basically taunts him. And pretty much a cool slow motion shot of him knocking the barrel, and all the bullets fall off, and then him taking the gun. And like, silence. That's it. So he goes back home, enjoys his family. He's a family man, loves his boy, loves his son and his wife very much. But also has to become a teacher. So this is pretty much big to him. So a newcomer comes in right here, Cam. Now, I'm not going to get into the last names of the characters because they are hard to memorize. So I'm going to say Cam. Cam comes in with his gang, pretty much a gang of hijinks, pretty much like gangsters, new kids on the block. They come in and basically want to know, hey, we're at Foshan, how much Foshan is known for martial arts. He takes out all the martial artists in Foshan and says, Foshan, what a scam. I don't. That's stupid. And of course, someone tells him in town said, you haven't met Master Yip. Said, who? Master Yip. He's the one you should go against. So he does. He barges in his home unannounced. Yip finds out, hears about it, comes in, says, excuse me, what are you doing here? And of course he says that I'm here to fight you. Says, come again? And of course, I love the idea that Master Yip is with his family, just family bonding. With his family, just minding his own business, and they just barged in, unannounced, rude and just a horrible thing, pretty much to him. And basically, his wife said, "Okay, fine, you go fight." And he looks right at his husband and says, "Try not to break any of my things." They have a one-on-one fight between him, and it's a really cool fight. He defeats him, he embarrasses him out of town, and now everyone celebrates him. Master Yip is the best. He's the best, and he always will be the best. So then a complete different turn happens. Foshan is taken down by the war. This is a war movie also, and China is taken out by Japan. So Japan is now basically taken over China, taken over by Foshan, and you see all the bad things going on after that too. Hard work, labor, working for rice, and all that. Very disturbing, but very well done. I'm a history buff, so I love seeing this kind of stuff in martial arts and history. So this is kind of cool seeing that. So Yip basically taking care of his wife. His wife is sick, so he has to find a job, and then basically find his home is taken over by Japan, by the Japanese army now. So now he has no home. He basically living out pretty much middle of nowhere, pretty much, and trying to survive and whatever. So he needs to find a job. So we got to find a job. So he find a job for coal mining, or mining for whatever it is, and basically find a job up there that basically gives you one bag of rice. He does get one bag of rice. The captain comes in, now, basically like with the Japanese army, said, "All right, anybody wants to fight? Anybody want to fight for a bag of rice? If you win, you get a bag of rice." So some people want to go, some people don't want to go. Your man says, "No, I'm good." And then this young kid, now I don't know the kid's name on the top of my head, but Master Lau wants to see. Master Lau and Master Liu is also going to be in the competition. So he goes. Before he goes, he says, I lost something that I want to give my brother. I have not seen my brother since you embarrassed him. He said, I still love my brother, so I want to see my brother, but I haven't seen him since that time. So Master Yip goes back home, enjoys life pretty much, while Lau and Liu go out and basically go competition against the Japanese army in a martial arts tournament, pretty much. Pretty brutal. Master Yu is one of the best out there. He defeats almost every one of them. He also leaves. He's like, "Thank you, I'm done." So now Master Lau comes in, and also a couple other students come in, take over, and they do. But the one thing about it is the general. The general of the Japanese army is terrible person. He is such a great antagonist, and he owns the whole movie as the bad guy in this movie. Even though the true bad guy in this movie is Cam, who takes over. It's Cam and his hijinks, his gangsters, new kids in the block, I call them, and basically that. But overall, he's the main antagonist. So the general comes, "You know what? I need some practice." So he comes up and wants to go fight one-on-one. Said, "If you can last, you get one bag of rice. If you defeat me, you get 2 bags of rice." So of course, everyone gets beaten. Every one of them gets beaten, pretty much. Lau basically does not give up. He's badly injured, and he dies in the fight. Sadly, he's dead. He's gone. And now next day, Yip comes back work and tries to look for Lau. Says, "Where's Lau? Where's Lau?" Looks around, tells the captain, says, "Where's Lau?" And of course, captain comes in and says, "Anybody want to fight? Anybody want to fight? Anybody wants to fight?" He asks him, says, "Where's Lau? Captain, where's Lau?" Now, says, and of course he ignores him. Says, "Do you want to fight?" He thinks about it, and now he says, "Fine, I'll come. I'll do it." He wants to find out what happened to Lau, pretty much. So he goes in with other people and sees Master Liu taking out 4 or 5 of them. He wins some, he loses some, and then he basically says, "I'm done, thank you very much." He gets a bag of rice, gets shot in the head, dies on top of his rice, and Master Yip sees it, and he is outraged, angered, and tells the captain, who shot him? Very angry. And you see just trying to control his anger, but you see him just trying to control it, but he's like, "No, who did this? And who did this?" And of course, his general's lieutenant pretty much said, lieutenant said, it wasn't fair. So you know what? Why would she live? And of course, general said, you pull the gun on someone again, I'll pull. You pull a gun on someone again, pull a gun on someone, I'll shoot you. I'll shoot you. So now Yip says, okay, I'll come. I'm fight. And he says, how many men? So I want to fight 10 men. And Japanese like, what? 10 men? And Captain says, he wants to fight 10 men. So it's Yip Man versus 10. By the way, great fight and awesome fight. Brutality. Very, very well done. Also seeing him like going uncontrolled. Like literally, basically, like, I'll say like Bruce Lee. This is very Bruce Lee like, pretty much. One man army against all odds, and he takes all of them out. And it is awesome how he does it. And then the general's impressed. He says, I'm impressed. I want to know about you. So he asks the captain, says, what's his name? And of course, Yip Man says, I'm just a Chinese man. And of course, the captain says, he's Yip Man. And says, good, I'll schedule a fight against you. I want to fight this guy. I like this guy. So next day he comes in, goes back home, takes care of his wife. Before he does that, he takes the bloody bag of rice, takes it back to Mr. Liu's family, and tells them that, I'm sorry your husband died, but he wants to give you. So he gave them his rice as like honor, pretty much. It's emotional, very emotional scene. Also for this life. Also, I forgot to that Yip Man has a brother who runs a shop. He runs a wool shop, and basically he is trying to make money as much. He's a businessman. He's not a fighter like his brother. He's a businessman, and he wants to basically. But now we find out Cam is like Robin Hood, but the opposite. Not rob them rich, steal from people, and basically wants to fight them. Basically bully them, give them a chance. Says you have this and this. So he goes after Yip's shop and his workers, harasses them, beats them, and then says, I'll give you one more day, or give you one more day. You don't give me money, I'll come out and I will take everything from you. So he tells Master Yip. Says, brother, I need your help. Can you help us defend us? Help us defend from Cam. Cam's back. Also is with Lau's brother. Lau's brother is also with them too. It's kind of sad, but it makes sense how it goes. So anyway, that man says, I'll help you fight. I'll help you defend. So he helps him basically do the basic Meng Chung, how they fight. Great. By the way, I love the music in this movie. Very well done, very cool. I love it very much, and they do a great job with the music of like montaging his training. While it's happening, General's waiting for him. Where's Yip? I had a schedule planned. Where is he? And he asks Captain, says, where is he? Find him. And he says, I don't know where he is. He's supposed to be here, but I don't know where he is. And then the captain gets beat up real bad, and then tells him, says, you find Yip now, or forget about giving you a second chance. So then we find out what the captain actually is. So Yip comes right after the captain and captain says, why you weren't here? Says, Captain, you are a traitor. You betrayed us. Why are you doing this? Why are you working with the Japanese? And he asks him, says, I'm not. I'm fighting for my life. So you think you're fighting for my life? I'm fighting for my life also. I'm trying to fight for like everyone else, but they gave me a chance somewhere. I don't like what I'm doing. I hate what I'm doing it, but I'm giving him a chance. And the Yip says, give him a message. Tell him, when I'm ready, I'll be ready. So he goes right after, and then basically we see again another beaten by. I feel bad for the captain. I hate the captain for this, but now when I hear the story, I hear when he goes back to the family, and you see him just blade up, happy, trying to smile. Says, are you all okay? It's been a good day, whatever. Just work through the pain, pretty much. Still work for the pain. So now the general basically says, I'm going to send my men and find you. I'm going to find this guy. I'm going to bring him. So whatever. So the town's basically, so now the shop in the town basically like defending themselves pretty much from Cam. They do. Yip Man comes in, defeats Cam again, finds Lau's brother, and tells him, says, Lao's gone, you know that. I need to talk to you. Lao's gone. He wants to give you something. So he gives him a 10 what he was trying to find. Gives him the 10 from him. And he says, your brother wants it. I haven't opened it. I want you to open it. You take a choice. Whatever you're doing, your brother will be disappointing you, but he still loves you. Gives him, and it's a kite. It's a kite he lost. And it's emotional. Very emotional scene, actually. And it kind of turns it around a little bit. So Yip comes back home, and then the Japanese are there, finding him. They find him. One of the military members goes after his wife, and of course Yip Man says, "Nope, you're not doing that." So he basically beats him up, beats up the Japanese army, and says, "Get out of here, get out of here." Tell him to get out of here, and then Captain tells him, says, "What do you need to do now? And then basically Yip is now taken as prisoner from the general, and the general tells him, says, "Why I keep doing this? Why you keep skipping? Why I'm making you live? Because I want to fight you. I want to show you you're the face of Foshan. I want to show you who we are. I want to recruit you as one of us, as Japan." And of course Yip Man says, "I'm not doing it. I'm a Chinaman. I'm born Chinaman. I'm not going to do that. I'd rather die." So fine. We'll fight to the death. We have a tournament fight to the death. So we do. Before it happens, Yip Man tells his brother, says, "Hey, get my wife and child out of town. Get them out of town." So he gets them out of town, and of course, they refuse. They say, "I want to see my husband. I want to see my man." So they go back. Foshan's there. Japanese army's there. Overhead of Foshan, there's a one-on-one battle between the general and Yip Man. It isn't a great battle, and Yip Man wins. The general tells his lieutenant, the guy who shot Liu in the head, tells him and says, "When Yip Man wins, I want you to execute. I want you to shoot him." So Yip Man does win, and he does get shot in the shoulder, in the back of the shoulder. And of course, the town is outraged. So they go out in a rampage, riot, and take out the Japanese pretty much. And it's a battle between the Japan army and Japanese army and Foshan. And Foshan's people take him out, pretty much get him out. Yip Man gets out, his wife and kids, wife and son escape, get out of China and get out of Foshan and try to find a new life or whatever. And they do. And the movie ends very sadly, very somber, very sadly, but very well done of how it does it. The movie ends with him basically as a realistic picture of Wilson Yip training Bruce Lee. And that's how the movie ends. And there are 4 movies. Each one more different. So yeah, that's it, y'all, for Ip Man 1. Ip Man 1 is a really good movie. I really enjoy it very much. I recommend it. If you love martial arts, I recommend it. If you like Bruce Lee, this is very Bruce Lee-like. So he also, of course, trained Bruce Lee. So, and a great movie. I really like it very much. So yeah. And leave a like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Also, hit my bell icon, notify all my videos straight to y'all as soon as possible. And of course, thank y'all for watching. Have a wonderful day, and goodbye.